The first civilizations in Mesopotamia. Why did people settle in Mesopotamia? Civilizations first developed about 3000 BC in the river valleys of Mesopotamia, Egypt, India, and China. Throughout history, the need to have water for drinking and growing crops influenced where people settled. Although there were differences among the early civilizations, they were alike in many ways. As these early civilizations developed, people formed social classes. The social class people belonged to partly depended on their occupations. They did specialized types of work. Using improved technology, they made more and better goods. They set up governments to pass laws, defend their land, and carry out large building projects. The people of these civilizations also developed systems of values and beliefs that gave meaning to their lives. The two rivers. Mesopotamia, the earliest known civilization, developed in what is now southern Iraq. Mesopotamia means the land between the rivers in Greek. The civilization began on the plain between the Tigris and the Euphrates rivers. These rivers are nearly parallel to each other and flow more than 1,000 miles, 1,600 kilometers. They run southeast from the mountains of southeastern Asia to the Persian Gulf. Mesopotamia itself was located in the eastern part of the larger Fertile Crescent. This curving strip of good farmland extends from the Mediterranean Sea to the Persian Gulf. The Fertile Crescent includes parts of the modern countries of Turkey, Syria, Iraq, Lebanon, Israel, and Jordan. Early valley dwellers. For thousands of years, clues to Mesopotamia's history lay buried among its ruins and piles of rubble. In the 1800s, archaeologists began to dig up many buildings and artifacts. These finds revealed much about early Mesopotamia. Historians believe that people first settled Mesopotamia about 700 BC. The first settlers were hunters and herders. By about 4000 BC, some of these groups had moved to the plain of the Tigris-Euphrates Valley. They built farming villages along the two rivers. Taming the rivers. Early Mesopotamian farmers used water from the Tigris and Euphrates rivers to water their fields. However, the farmers could not always rely on the rivers for their needs. Little or no rain fell in the summer. As a result, the rivers were often low. The farmers did not have enough water to plant crops in the fall. During the spring harvest, rains and melting snow from the northern mountains caused rivers to overflow their banks. This flooded the plains. Sometimes, unexpected and violent floods swept away crops, homes, and livestock. Yet farmers in Mesopotamia knew that the floods were also helpful. Flooded rivers were filled with silt or small particles of soil. When the floods ended, silt was left on the banks and plains. The silt proved to be a very good soil for farming. Over time, people in Mesopotamia learned to build dams to control the seasonal floods. They dug canals that let water flow from a water source to their fields. This method of watering crops is called irrigation. Irrigation let these early farmers grow surpluses, or extra amounts, of food. Farmers stored the surpluses for later use. When food was plentiful, not all people needed to farm. Some became artisans, or skilled workers. They specialized in weaving cloth and making pottery, tools, and weapons. As artisans made more goods, people's lives changed. People began to live together in places that favored trade. Small farming villages grew into cities. By 3000 BC, several cities developed in Sumer, a region in southern Mesopotamia.